JJ, you're up, buddy.
Yep, sorry. My name's Jonathan. My name's JJ. Really, I've been trading for 6, 7 years. A pivotal year for me. I got my first payout from Top Step.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm also profitable for the first time this year in my live account. So I'm looking into talking to a CPA now this year. It's a very, very exciting year for me, this one.
Congratulations, buddy. How old are you? Where do you live? And what's your model look like? How do you engage with price?
Yes, sir. I'm currently 25 years old. I turned 26. I'm in Chicago, but my model is pretty much um marking up initial liquidity at 7 a.m. And once I see a what's it called, the double purge, where like it goes up, where it purges the initial liquidity and then it purges that high one more time. That's usually where I'm entering.
Okay, so you like a double purge and revert.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Like during the macro specifically, and it's very, very powerful, super powerful.
I love that. I love that model. Did you get a chance to listen at all to anything today?
No, not yet. Just the last hour.
Did you have a question though? Maybe.
Oh yes. One time he said this one time in a video a while ago, where when he marks up the opening range of 9:30, which is the 30 minutes to 10, 9:30 to 10, and he says he only said this one time, where if the macros line up with the quadrants, it's more a higher probability. But the thing is, there are so many opening ranges, like the 12 a.m. opening range, the London opening, the 30
So when
minutes
you reference the quadrants, was he referring to time or price? When you say quadrants are a referral to price, correct?
Yes. Quadrants.
Okay, so you just referenced macros, so I'm confused with where and how you're taking a time measure and referencing it to a key level on the y-axis.
Yeah, right. Just like he was saying with the last video with the multiplication axis. But with this one, he's using the opening range.
The multiplication axis.
When
you say the x and the y-axis, right?
Yeah.
That's not a multiplication axis, by the way. X is time, y is price. But continue.
It's just how my brain works. It's just how I remember.
I can't, with good faith, allow you to say something incorrectly to all of these folks. Okay, it's not a multiplication table.
You know how it's like 9 times 9 is at 81, and then
yes, sir.
You connect the 9. It's just how my brain works.
Okay.
But with him specifically, he meant the opening range quadrants and lining that up with the macros. That's what he meant. He only said this once.
The opening range quadrants.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're referencing putting a 4 standard on 1800 to 930. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying the opening range 9:30 to 10 o'clock after that forms?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that exact range.
Okay, okay, that 30-minute range. You're saying he's cited a reference for you to put quarters on that.
Yeah, and he said it's higher probability when you align it with the macros as well. And I'm just trying to figure out how to refine that, because there's just so many opening ranges, and I just have so many lines on my chart when I put all those quadrants.
How many do you keep on your chart?
Opening ranges or quadrants? Because
what was your question anchored to? What's the focus of your question?
How to refine the macros and the opening range quadrants.
Okay, so the core focus is the opening ranges.
Yeah.
How many opening ranges, and what opening range are you referring to on your charts?
Well, you've spoken on many, but I guess specifically this one, the New York session.
So how many are you supposed to have on your chart?
Well, it's really relevant to where I'm at price, right?
True, but if you have the last 5,
yeah,
I gave as a general rule of thumb, keep 5 on there. So if you're looking at the last 5, take the highest one out of the 5 and the lowest one, now you have an entire grid there. Where are you at with market price? Then add the time aspect to it, and you'll be able to see where you're at in that range, discount the premium, look for liquidity, blend in the narrative. What do you think it's likely to do? Is it going to go higher or lower based on weekly chart, daily chart? And you'll see that the macro and opening range quadrant level within a context that's bullish or bearish. And let me ask you this. If you have a range of the last 5 opening ranges, and the range is encapsulating, let's say, 350 handles. It's probably more than that, but let's just say it's for the sake of just 350 handles. But you're in the lower 100 of that 350 range. So out of the highest last 5 opening ranges, regardless of whatever you want to use, it could be the first 30 minutes at 9:30 to 10 o'clock. It could be the pre-session opening range. It could be the PM session opening range. It doesn't matter. But you define that range or that price grid, and what you were referring to was the multiplication analogy, the analogy I was using as a multiplication table. So I think that's probably what
My bad.
you were implying earlier.
Yeah.
If you use that logic, you have to be able to determine a framework of how many you're going to look back with. So it's a very complex thing for a brand new trader to use this information because it's not found elsewhere. So you don't have a whole lot of work to go by except for you getting it in your own hands and collecting the data. So by looking at the last 5 opening ranges, the highest one, the highest high of that range, and the lowest low of the 5, can you understand by what I'm saying that you have a complete maximum range by using the highest high and the lowest low of the last 5? You follow me so far?
Yeah, my mouth is open. Keep going.
Okay. So assuming that we're in the lower 100 handles of that 350, are we in a discount or a premium relative to that?
Discount.
Okay. What do you think would happen if you are in a market environment where it's now likely to go higher? It's going to reach for a pool of liquidity that's within striking distance. And you're in a session where it's dropping down into a discount array relative to a time frame you're going to execute on during a macro time, and it's laying over top of one of the quadrant levels of the last 5 in that range that you've mapped out with the highest high and the lowest low last 5. What would you expect price to do?
I would expect there to be an exact fair value gap on that exact level.
And then do what?
And touch it, and then I just follow my plan. I'll just put the stop loss.
What would you expect price to do if it did what you just said? What would it do?
I'll for sure react off of it. It would.
In what way?
Like a trampoline. I mean, considering liquidity.
What direction?
Upward for sure. It would be a bullish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now what I just given you is a way for you to go through and collect all the data in your own hands. So that way, I'm not going to give you a range of examples and look at this, look at this, look at this.
Yeah.
You will understand it more by what I just outlined here, all of you listening. And what you're doing is you're getting that grid I talk about, okay? And you'll be able to measure when it's a viable trade. Just because it's a macro time doesn't mean it's a time to take a trade. It doesn't equate to always doing something because there's a 20-minute interval where price can do something. It has to be something there to align a trade idea. It's just a timing mechanism. That's all it is. It's a timing. It's one aspect. The macro is not the answer to everything. It's just one key ingredient to help you focus in on a window of time where I want to be focusing my attention right now because things tend to happen. A move may begin there. A move may end there relative to time. But the more time you spend on the framework of a setup, that's where the majority of our time is. It's easy to get into a trade. It's very easy. You don't need the macro time to get in. You can use the macro time to say, okay, I missed the better entry because it was in the macro time. Everything's still germane to the market going higher or lower based on all the things I'm talking about here. So then I'll just look for a continuation institutional order flow entry drill or another fair value gap, or I'll buy a short-term little stop hunt on a lower time frame and then use that as a turtle soup entry. So I'm not certain I answered your question, but I used your question as a way of kind of like bringing the light. The question that keeps coming up is how many should I have and what am I supposed to do with it? You're using the highest high of a opening range and the lowest low of the lowest opening range of the last 5. Why 5? Because it's easy to manage. You can go back as far as 60 days once you get better with managing the data. But in the beginning, just 1 week's enough. Okay. Slowly but surely segue into so that way you have the last 2 Mondays and Fridays in it as well. And then what you'll have is you'll have a dynamic range of price action that you can grid out. And that's your entire canvas to work in. You don't need to do anything outside of that range. You don't need to do anything outside of that. Everything you'd ever need to make money with is inside that. All the liquidity pools that you would look for, they're all inside that. All of the imbalances that it's germane for right now, they're inside of that. So you have a complete canvas where you can make whatever you want to make in terms of money, and you don't need to overanalyze anything. You don't have to keep more data than that. And it's just a revolving, every time a new day goes forward, like tomorrow, then you would drop off 1 day and keep your records like that.
Yeah. Wow, man. A good teacher point. A good teacher points. A great student blazes the path, man. Thank you so much. I think that's enough homework for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.